Hi, good morning everybody. This is Matt Reisinger with Reisinger Homes. Welcome to my video blog on green building and building science. I'm here at a Barley and Pfeiffer project my company's building. We're on a very exciting day. It's a little loud around here. We're just on the first or second day of hanging sheetrock. I'm in the master bedroom of this home and I wanted to show you some special soundproofing we're doing between the master bedroom and a girl's bedroom next door. So let me show you the situation. This is the master bedroom on the house. We're walking into the master bath here, and this wall here separates the master bath from one of their girls' bedrooms on the other side. So there's going to be a vanity here, this is the master shower, and then through this pocket door over here is the closet. So these walls, we hung the sheetrock first, and then we're going to do some special soundproofing on the other side. My cellulose blowers, we're doing some damp blown cellulose, are just about ready on the other side to get started. So let's kill the video, and when those guys start up, we'll show you what we're doing for sound. Okay, we're on the other side of the master bath now. This is our client's young girl's bedroom, and what we wanted to do ahead of time before we sprayed the damp blown cellulose was install the drywall, which is going to be our backer. And then the other thing we want to do is pay special attention to our penetrations. Actually, I forgot to grab the box real quick here. We're using Hilti putty pads. This is a CP617 6-inch by 7-inch. It's made for fire stopping and commercial applications, but it works really well for soundproofing these electrical outlets. If you think about an electrical outlet, it typically has a lot of holes in the back for your wires to poke through. Plus you've got that penetration where the sheetrock hits it. This putty pad acts like basically like silly putty in some respects. Forms all the way around that box, gets rid of all that airflow through that box, acts as a fire stopping in commercial applications, but here we're just trying to make sure that no air is transferring through from one side of the wall to the other. And then after we spray that damp blown cellulose, we'll show you what we're going to do next. So let's bring the damp blown guys in. I'll be right back. Let me grab them. Hey, we're not quite ready to spray that other room, but we're spraying a room adjacent, and I wanted to show you what it looks like. So same process. This is damp blown cellulose. Cellulose, of course, is basically cut up newspaper, like you set it through the shredder. It's got a boric acid treatment on it as well. And then they're sending it through the hose, and it mixes with a water glue mix. And it's called damp blown because it does go on damp. We use this also on our exterior walls after we sprayed the exterior walls with some closed cell foam. But in this scenario, we're using it for waterproofing. You can see that I don't even have a dust mask on. It is a little dusty. We should be wearing a dust mask, but the fumes from this are not harmful. It's paper basically in comparison to fiberglass, which is a lot more noxious. Pretty neat system. So when he gets done with this and sprays these walls, he's going to knock it down flat, which is not hard to do. And then we'll be ready to insulate, or we'll be ready to sheetrock the other side of this wall rather. We're doing something a little special with the sheetrock on the other wall in the master there. So we'll let these guys finish up, and this damp blown does need to dry before we can sheetrock over top of it. So we won't be sheetrocking these walls for another day or two until this dries out. But we'll pick up the video in a day or two when we're ready to sheetrock that master bedroom wall, and I'll show you what we're doing over there. One last thing before we transfer though. I wanted to show you what this looks like. This damp blown cellulose, you can almost see in fact there's some newsprint right there, look at that. I can pick up the word something that I. So that's literally some newsprint that's been in here. It's a great recycled product and works real well for both insulation and soundproofing. Alright everybody, thanks for your time. We'll pick up the video again next week when we're ready to hang that sheetrock. Okay, we're back. The last video, we insulated this wall with cellulose, damp blown cellulose. And now, I think you've met my favorite drywall contractor, Mike Eiselt, before. Mike and his crew have hung the first layer of sheetrock on this wall, and we're getting ready to hang the second layer of sheetrock. And the soundproofing that we're using today is a very interesting product called green glue. It's a noise-proofing compound. And the first step in this process to use this product is actually to use their green glue noise-proofing sealant. So now that we have now that we've hung this wall with our first layer of 5/8 inch sheetrock, Mike has already started. Mike is finishing up right here using this acoustical sealant. All the places where that drywall is touching something else. So where the drywall hits the floor, he's caulked all that. And then he's also going to caulk all these seams on here where drywall comes to drywall. You can see we've done it on this one here. And then it's a little tough to see, but where the drywall hits the ceiling, all those areas have been caulked as well with that noise-proof sealant. And what that's doing is we're trying to, any air path that might be between the drywall and to that area we're trying to noise-proof, that noise-proofing sealant is trying to stop that airflow, and that's a sealant that remains basically permanently flexible. It's not like silicone caulk that hardens up. This will remain permanently flexible. So then the next step after that is to use our noise-proofing compound, because we're actually going to double hang this wall, meaning we're going to hang a second layer of sheetrock over top of this layer. We're also going to be very careful to stagger our joints. So Mike's actually already laid this one with the green glue behind it. And we've laid this in a half sheet pattern so that when we lay our next 4-foot panel, the 4-foot panel is going to come to the middle of this sheet and it's going to come over, so we're staggering these seams so none of the seams will line up and come through. So Mike, you ready to put some green glue on this drywall over here?
I am.
Okay, let's do it. So here's this tube, and you got your gun? Oh yeah, that's right. You got it pre-prepped. Oh, hold on. Mike's finishing up the acoustical sealant on that joint there that we're about to overlay. So again, that's where those two sheets of drywall are coming together. Mike's running a nice bead of that acoustical sealant on those joints. And then when we're all done with this process, Mike and his crew are going to take it over as if it was standard drywall from there on in. We're going to tape and float it. And we're doing this house to a level 5 finish, so it's going to be a nice smooth drywall in this house. All right, Mike's got a great bead. All right, so then Mike, how do we? You've already laid one sheet of the green glue compound. The idea on this is that we're going to end up doing this green glue in kind of a zigzag pattern. So this is the same one that he's got in his gun right there. What's it take, about a little more than a tube per sheet, Mike?
About 2 tubes.
About 2 tubes per sheet, something like that. And how many sheets are we using on this application?
6 pieces.
Okay, so we've got 6 pieces of drywall. We needed to order roughly a dozen tubes of this green glue.
Hey, this thing doesn't pan out, does it?
No. And then the other thing I was going to ask you, Mike, you know, we've used a lot of quiet rock together in applications. You don't need to tell me the exact dollar amount, but would you agree with me that this green glue is roughly about half the installed price of using quiet rock?
It is, yes, about 50% less.
It's about 50% less. The other benefit of using this is, you know, you're just ordering this green glue from these guys direct, and we're using regular 5/8 straight from the supply house, nothing special. So we didn't have to find a special supplier for that special sheetrock. Why don't you go ahead and cut the video here and we'll finish it. Alright, Mike's got the sheet all set up. The idea is that you're putting a big zigzag of that green glue, and that's a viscous material that the idea is when we sandwich this together, that's going to help take that noise vibration and provide a much higher STC transmission, sound transmission coefficient on this wall than if we had just used 2 layers of 5/8 alone. So alright Mike, what's next? Hang it?
This on.
Can a novice drywall guy help you hang this?
Sure. Alright, ready?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Get in the bottom.
Yep. There we go.
There we go.
Nothing to it. I mean, at this point, we're basically just hanging the sheetrock as if we were hanging a normal sheet of sheetrock. And that green glue is going to form a barrier, just a real thin layer over this whole wall. This is actually kind of cool. Hang on one second, Mike. One little test that I think is kind of neat that Mike actually showed me. If you knock on this wall, you can just hear the difference by having that viscous layer in there. It's probably real tough to pick up on the camera, but I think this is going to make a really good soundproof job. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to mention too, We've also used that noise-proofing sealant around our outlets. In fact, look at this one right here on the camera. We've done a nice big bead of that noise-proofing sealant on those outlets. And then if you saw in the video before, we did some noise-proof Hilti putty pads on the back side of that wall. I think it's going to be a great install. Thank you, Mike. We're going to finish this up. And like I said, we're going to hang and tape this and float this to a level 5 finish like any other wall. When we're all done, nobody will know that there's any special soundproofing there. The only difference being this wall is going to be slightly thicker. We've lost 5/8 of an inch out of this room, but other than that, I think it's going to make a really big difference between this girl's bedroom and the master bedroom on the other side. So thank you very much, Mike. Appreciate another job well done, my friend.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.